Hello, Think Natalia community. Today I have the honor of interviewing another phenomenal person, a client who turned into a friend who has an amazing story, actually a few stories that she's going to share with us today. Her name is Carina and she is the social media manager of a family-owned business. The business itself is placed or is located in Germany and she lives and works in Canada. So Carina, thank you so much for being here today.
Hi, Natalia. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, you're most welcome. Tell us a little bit more about your social media manager role. So what is it that you do and what did you do before you actually decided to work or to focus on LinkedIn?
Yeah, so I have been working more in the field of digital marketing in general before we focused more on social media. So I already worked before that for our family company and optimized our website, worked on SEO, did a little bit of social media platforms, but I think it was mainly Facebook at that time. Any mailings, anything like that. So all the roundabout for digital marketing, I took care of that. But then after a while, our focus, and especially my father's focus, who's the owner of the company, got more to LinkedIn, and that LinkedIn might actually be a platform that would be worth our time to invest time and also some money into some expertise in to build up a brand, a personal brand or a family business brand on LinkedIn. So I think in 2019, August 2019, we decided that we want to focus on that. And yeah, since I've taken your course, or in the way of taking your course, I switched over to a much more social media focused role where I'm taking care of the content that is put on my father's LinkedIn profile, also Instagram profile, etc. I create content plans for the month. I make sure that we're tracking the engagement and all of these things. And yeah, it's been a ride, I would say.
Interesting. And what was your biggest insight or the first milestone when it comes to LinkedIn? Was there a perception that changed around it? Or how did you see a difference to other platforms like, for example, Facebook and Instagram?
I think where I mostly recognize the very big difference to other social media platforms is when you look at the quality of discussions that you have. So in my view, it's very obvious that the people that use LinkedIn are actually interested in professional exchange, expertise exchange, and that it's not as emotionally loaded, if that makes sense. If you look at a comment section on Facebook,
yeah,
in comparison to LinkedIn. So I think it's just really great for anybody who's business minded and actually wants to put good quality content out there and wants to give value to their customers to attract them to actually become their customers, potential clients, potential customers, to give them a first impression, because as soon as we started posting our videos, I could tell that the people that were commenting under them were definitely interested in the professional exchange of opinions and knowledge. So I think that's a huge win for LinkedIn.
Absolutely. And what I also found quite interesting is that you took the knowledge or the insights and you didn't only apply it for the family-owned business for your dad, but you said, you know what, let me also test that on my personal profile. And what happened after that? I love the story. Please share it.
Yeah, that was actually the most incredible story. So it was actually not even that far in the course when there comes this chapter about your profile optimization, and I worked on my father's profile and we optimized his profile, but then I also thought, can't hurt to optimize my profile as well. So yeah, I went through all the sections, but I think really the biggest difference made, or that had the biggest impact, were the change that I made in my header
Mm-hmm.
of the profile, and also the biography part of
Yeah.
it,
Mm-hmm.
which before that was the classic CV form of born in city, languages. I went to this school. I went to this university after, and then I worked for this business. And now I switched it to a complete fluid text, and it's a bit more of storytelling in it.
Great.
And within 2 weeks, I was actually approached by a company from the States that asked if I could do the same thing. I think it was almost like a misunderstanding at the beginning, because they thought I already had my own company. So they were like,
Oh.
oh, great, you're doing what we would love somebody to do for us. So could you please help us with this? So they approached me. And after that, I actually incorporated and actually found my own business. So
Woo! I love
that's how
that.
that happened. And I think at this point, yeah, I've got an American client, a German client, and now a new Canadian client. So yeah, very international, you know.
Amazing. That's so cool. Okay. So you got clients and or generated leads and got clients, but
Yes,
your father's business also generated leads and got clients out of that, right?
definitely. So before we started working with you, that was right at the beginning. I think my dad had a LinkedIn profile for a while already before, but it was basically inactive. He had like his 200 people that he just knows and has in constant contact, but not necessarily new clients, or there was zero focus on that. So it was, I think, 200 or 300 people. And I think over the last 6 or 7 months, I just checked, we are now on 1,800 contacts that he has. So it's a
Nice.
huge development.
Yeah.
And a huge part of that is definitely because of our content. And since my family's business is in the consulting industry, it's usually higher tickets. So with a lot of them, where I can't even, we definitely also had direct leads that turned into clients.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's also a big number of people where one can't even directly determine that they came out of this process, just because there's a couple of steps afterwards. But I can just say that it helps so much to build trust and build authenticity when you don't know somebody and you actually have the opportunity to show them a video of you, or show your expertise in a video. It's just a different way to connect than just having a nicely built website.
Awesome. And what you basically speak two languages, right? So you can easily switch between German and English, which makes the whole thing also so much easier.
Exactly. Yeah. At this point, I live in Canada now for 3.5 years, 3 years. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
a Canadian resident, but I'm also fluent in German. So yeah.
Nice. Also, maybe a few thoughts about the LinkedIn group coaching scenario. So, what was your impression about it, and what did you like about it? What did you resonate with the most for somebody who never really worked in a group coaching setting before and might be a little bit critical about it? What would you tell that person?
Well, I really went in without too many prejudice, because I haven't really done this form of a coaching before. Of course, I've been on plenty of Zoom and go-to meetings before, and especially from what I'm doing in my free time as a volunteer. And what happens quite a lot is that people are just talking over each other, which can be quite exhausting, especially in a huge group of people.
Hmm.
So that was kind of my only concern. Besides that, I was like, okay, this is going to be cool. So I didn't really have any prejudice about that. But thankfully, everybody's very respectful in the tribe. So it's also not a huge group. So it's still very personal, right? And it's a handful of people usually, and you actually can connect with them as well over the Zoom meeting. Where you actually really profit from their expertise too. So, for instance, I remember that we had one person that was a professional photographer, and we were talking about LinkedIn photos, like just the profile photos. And of course, he could come up with so much more expertise than any of us about this, that we all learn something extra. So it's great to actually have this group of like-minded people that might come from different industries or backgrounds, because they all bring something to the table, right? So yeah, no, I really like the experience.
Absolutely. And it's always great that people also start collaboration, support each other, maybe comment below each other's posts, do interviews together. I mean, this is what for me an ideal tribe is all about. Nobody is in competition with nobody, and it's there as a platform to help each other, to have fun together. And every individual in the end decides how much he or she uses it, how far he or she want to go. And yeah, I've seen that not only beautiful, again, strategic collaborations came out of this, but also genuine friendships. And I'm very, very happy about that.
Yeah, no, it was a great experience for sure.
Great. So, what kind of people should connect with you on LinkedIn? Of course, you're an open minded and a fun person, but in a perfect world, if you could choose what kind of people approach you on LinkedIn, how would you describe them?
I think honestly, anybody who's either, it can be a solopreneur, it can be someone with a small business or middle-sized business who needs help with their social media management, somebody who needs to, take them a bit by the hand, maybe in the process of creating a content plan. Maybe somebody who just thinks, okay, I've got already too much on my plate. I would really prefer to hand this over to somebody else. That is honestly my ideal client. As you say, they should be nice and they should be open-minded, but that is really the perfect person. Like, I know that a lot of people are a bit shy, especially when they maybe don't have that much knowledge about how everything works. So they feel like, oh, I'm a bit hesitant to contact anyone because they don't want to out themselves as maybe not knowing everything that works. But honestly, a lot of it is trying out. There's a huge part of it that is trying out, so don't be afraid. And if you would like some help, then please reach out to me on LinkedIn. It doesn't matter what country. As long as you speak English or German, we can communicate. So when you're listening to this, you probably are already in the target group.
I fully agree. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much once again for joining in, for sharing your journey and your stories, and for encouraging other people to experiment and to find their own solutions. What I absolutely love is the twist in that you got something out of it that you didn't look for or expect at all. So I'm looking forward to seeing your continuous journey and growth. And yeah, I mean, we definitely keep in touch. One day when I'll be in the near future, in the very near future, hopefully, when I'll be in Canada, I would love to meet you in person as well. And until then, we keep in touch, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much again for the invite.
You're most welcome. And if
Yeah.
you who are watching this says, well, I want to learn a little bit more about what you do, Natalia. I know organic LinkedIn marketing strategy and lead generation sounds pretty cool. Then I would love to invite you for a strategy call. Simply go to coachingwithnatalia.com, have a look at the page. I've written a longer letter for you. If you resonate with it and you say, yep, I think I want to talk to that woman, then you simply hit the apply now button, fill out a super short form, pick a slot in my calendar, and then one of my team members is going to check it out and will get back to you. And then hopefully you and I will be having a great and insightful strategy conversation about what works on LinkedIn, what doesn't work for you, what you've already tried. And based on that, I'm going to share an approach with you that will help you identify the low-hanging fruits and implement what you have learned on the same day. So if that sounds good, one last time, coachingwithnatalia.com. Thanks so much for your time, and I talk to you soon.